All right, let's talk about one of the most important parts of any scalable cloud application, AWS load balancers. You've probably heard the terms ALB, NLB, maybe even CLB. It can feel like a real alphabet soup. But don't worry. Today, we're opening up the architect's toolbox to figure out exactly which tool you need and when. Let's dive in. So, picture this. Your app is a huge success. Everybody's using it. Traffic is off the charts, and then it all comes crashing down. You've literally become a victim of your own success. That single server just can't keep up. Well, that is the exact problem load balancing was born to solve. It's really the difference between a viral hit and a complete viral headache. So, how do we wrangle all that traffic? Simple. We hire a traffic cop. And in the AWS world, that cop is called Elastic Load Balancing, or ELB for short. Think of it as the core service that's going to direct all those incoming requests, making sure everything runs smoothly. At its heart, ELB is all about distribution. It takes all that traffic coming at you and spreads it out, across multiple servers, multiple containers. The impact of this is massive. It gives you high availability, which is just a fancy way of saying if one of your servers fails, who cares? The others just pick up the slack. It's your #1 defense against getting totally overwhelmed. Now, like any good toolbox, the ELB toolkit has gotten better over the years. You've got your old legacy tools, and then you've got your modern, super specialized ones. And knowing the difference between them is absolutely key to building a modern, fast application. So on one side, you have the classic load balancer, the CLB. Think of this as that old trusty wrench that's been rattling around the toolbox forever. It still works, and you'll definitely see it on older apps, but honestly, it just doesn't have the smarts of the new kids on the block. For anything you're building today, you're going to want to reach for the modern tools, the application and network load balancers. They're just way smarter, faster, and a whole lot more powerful. Okay, let's meet the first of our modern tools, the Application Load Balancer, or ALB. If load balancers were movie directors, the ALB is the one meticulously planning every single shot, telling every person exactly where they need to be and when. It's smart. The reason the ALB is so intelligent is that it works at layer 7, the application layer. What that really means is it understands the language of the web, HTTP and HTTPS. It can actually look at the URL, look at the headers, and make really smart routing decisions based on what it sees. This is exactly why it's perfect for complex setups like microservices, where you've got different services handling different jobs. Plus, it speaks modern web, with built-in support for things like WebSockets and HTTP/2. And this right here, this shows you the ALB's superpower in action. It's called path-based routing. So say a user hits your site, and they need the API. The ALB sees /API/ in the URL, and boom, sends them to the API servers. Another user needs to load a picture. The ALB sees /images/ and sends them over to the image servers. It's all happening behind a single, clean domain directed perfectly by the ALB. It's just incredibly efficient. Okay, so if the ALB is the smart director, what happens when you don't need smarts? You just need raw, mind-blowing speed. Well, that's when you reach for the Network Load Balancer, or NLB. This is the speed demon of your toolbox. It's the power tool you bring out when performance is everything. And really, this number says it all. Sub-millisecond. Let that sink in for a second. We're talking virtually no delay. The NLB is built for one thing above all else: extreme, face-melting speed. It can handle millions of requests per second, and it does it by working at a much lower level. The NLB works at layer 4, the transport layer. It doesn't waste time looking at application content. It just grabs TCP and UDP traffic and shoves it through as fast as humanly possible. This is what makes it perfect for high-performance stuff like real-time gaming, financial trading platforms, anything where every single millisecond is critical. And crucially, it can preserve the original user's IP address and give you a static IP, which are game changers for certain network and security setups. All right, we've got the smart director, the ALB, we've got the speed demon, the NLB. So how do you, the architect, actually pick the right tool for the job? Let's put them head to head and make this simple. Okay, this right here is the main takeaway.
This is your decision guide. If you need to make smart routing choices based on the URL path, you need an ALB. End of story. But if you just need raw sub-millisecond TCP speed, you need an NLB. Does your security setup need to see the original user's IP? That's a job for the NLB. Do you need a permanent static IP to give out to your customers? Again, NLB is your guy. So, to sum it up, for most websites and APIs, you're going to start with an ALB. For anything else where pure speed and specific network features are king, you'll grab the NLB.
But hang on, here's a pro tip, a little secret from the experts. You don't always have to choose. The real pros often combine them. You can stick an NLB right at the front to get that static IP and that insane performance, and then have it forward all its traffic to an ALB, which then does all the smart, path-based routing. You literally get the best of both worlds. So let's just lock it in one last time. Is your app all about web traffic, APIs, microservices, and smart routing? Your tool is the application load balancer. Is your world all about extreme speed, gaming, trading, or you just need that static IP? Your tool is the network load balancer. It's all about matching the right tool to the right job. So there you have it. You're now equipped with the architect's toolbox for handling pretty much any traffic you can imagine. The classic, the application, and the network load balancers, they're not some confusing alphabet soup anymore. They're specific tools for specific jobs. The only question left is, what are you going to build with them?